We are very, very excited to sponsor this debate. My name is Jennifer Imsandy. I'm the Associate Director of the Masters in Advocacy and Political Leadership program here on campus. And ours is a program designed to educate, to train emerging leaders and advocates in this region. And so this is a perfect kind of debate for us to offer, because this is a debate, this is an issue that has been developed by advocates who believe that a constitutional amendment, the one that's on the ballot on November 4th, would be a great thing for our state. And it is also opposed by advocates who believe that it would not be a great thing for our state. And so we are delighted to have these four panelists who can help us sort through these issues. And before I do that, though, I really need to make an announcement, which is, again, the Masters of Advocacy and Political Leadership program is something we're very proud of, and we're having an informational recruitment meeting on November 13th at 5:30 p.m. at the Kelly Inn in St. Paul, which will also be an election recap, an informational meeting, but also an election recap with speakers such as Representative Paul Thiessen. If you're interested, we'd love to have you come learn more about our program. We have, as I said, four panelists. We have two who will be opposing the amendment and two who will be favoring the amendment. Favoring the amendment, we have Dave Zentner of Duluth, who has been a business owner and also a conservation advocate for over 45 years, a career that includes being the past president of the Isaac Walton League of America. And he has been part of this process as a volunteer, the 10-year process of getting this amendment through the committee hearings and to the point where it can be in front of the voters. Also favoring the amendment, we have Larry Redmond of Minneapolis on behalf of the Minnesota Citizens for the Arts. He's been a long-time arts supporter and advocate, and he has served as a leader in the Vote Yes campaign promoting the amendment. Opposing the amendment, we have two former state senators, Linda Ronbeck of Circle Pines, who served 12 years in the legislature and who currently is serving as president of the American Property Coalition. And we also have former state senator Carrie Rood, who served in the 4th District, and she's been asked to speak on behalf of the Minnesota Taxpayers League. And she also has pointed out she's doing so as a private citizen and as a concerned grandmother. I would like to introduce our moderator, Don Davis, and I know moderators are often the invisible, quiet forces in these events, but Don, we always pick Don when we need someone who is able to ask smart questions and make issues intelligible to Minnesotans. He served for a very long time reporting on state government for various publications, and he currently serves as the State Capitol Bureau Chief for Foreign Communications, which serves the second largest readership in the state of Minnesota. And I would like to turn things over to Don, who will explain the process, and we'll begin the event.
Thank you, Jennifer. And for a few times a reporter gets applause, so thank you. Or were you applauding her? Let me welcome you and the panelists to our forum today. The proposed constitutional amendment has received little publicity, relatively, because there are a few $1 million being poured into other campaigns around the state. So it's important for us to learn more about it. Before we start with the tough questions, let's explain a little bit about the amendment. Let's pick on somebody. Dave Zentner, can you, in about a minute, explain what this amendment is? No spin, no propaganda, just the facts. What, in brief, is in the amendment? Of course, the next hour we'll have a chance to go more in depth. But can you do that for us, Dave?
Well, I'm surprised you asked me, Don, because I admitted in your presence just a few minutes ago that I don't have a very good reputation for economy of words. But I will try. When we go to the polls on the 4th of November, up near the center of the ballot, you will see this proposition. And basically it says, shall we, yes or no, amend the Constitution of the state of Minnesota effective 7/1/09, to use a big word, cessating 6/30/2034, and increase our general use and sales tax 3/8%, dedicating 1/3 to game, fish, and wildlife, 1/3 to clean water, 1/3 to be divided between parks, trails, legacy, and the arts. Vote yes or no.
That was very good. You'll have a chance to go into that more later. But let me ask the first other question besides just the facts. Let's get going to the pros and cons here. Start asking the opponents a question. Either one of you two ladies can field this if you like. What Dave Zettner said sounds pretty simple. More money for clean water, more money for outdoors, more money for arts programs. Can you just give me a brief summary? Like he gave a brief introduction. Give me a brief summary of why this is not a good idea. Linda Runbeck?
Thanks, Don. I'm representing a group, and there are many other individuals, Dave Durenberger and other good government types who oppose this amendment. And I think we all are, we've got a lot of different levels of concern about it, but I think it comes down to this is bad constitutional law, this is bad legislative law, and this is bad tax policy. And let's just start with the Constitution. Here we're using the Constitution of of Minnesota to put something into effect for 25 years. It's really a piece of legislation. It's not a constitutional matter. It doesn't have to do with the legal framework of how we govern our state and what are the limits of power of our governing officials. This is a piece of legislation which the proponents couldn't get enough support for in the legislature over the course of 10 years. I was there in 1998 the first time when it was brought up, and I voted no, because what this does is to say this group is going to step to the head of the line, and before any other budgetary issues are considered in a session, this money will be off the table. This money is already spent. Somebody has already said it has priority over roads, education, healthcare, etc. Thank you.
So, the first question, we are taking audience questions.